Last time on William Weyser's Childhood Fears, William... yeah. Last time on William Weyser's Childhood Fears, William did his top 13 favorite living books games. Today, he is going to the doctor's office for his first regular episode in over a year. How come? You'll find out. And now, here is the man who's going to talk about his childhood fears, William Weyser. Hi everyone, William Weyser is here, and welcome to William Weyser's Childhood Fears. For those of you who have been paying attention to my show last year and the early parts of this year, well, 2 months in February and March this year, I only did one regular episode of William Weyser's Childhood Fears last season, and that was car accidents. Today, we're doing a regular episode, and here we are. After our birthdays, we go to the doctor's office for our yearly physical checkup. The doctors who work at the place are supposed to do things like measure you to see how tall you are. They'll measure your height, your weight. They do a sample. They have you do a sample. And plenty more things with your bodies. However, there's one thing that the doctors do that some people can get through and some can't. When I was little, I could not get through this, but now that I'm older, I've sort of been able to handle these things a little better, but not as much as the true ones that can get through this just fine. I'm talking about the shots. These are the things that the doctors put needles in your arm, like that, and blood is supposed to come out, but they put they make a spot wet on your arm so they could do that, and then they put a Band-Aid on you so that it would heal better on you, and you'll get through this just fine. I'll show you some examples of that as we're ready to take a shot with getting shots. The first example of that is from an episode of Rugrats called The Big Shot, where Tommy and Hector, a baby who, as far as I know of, only appears in this, he's a black baby, are scared of shots, so they cause chaos at the doctor's office, and then Angelica catches them, so they have to have their shots. The episode ends with Tommy and Hector getting their shots and going through it just fine. Angelica, on the other hand, not so much. After Tommy got a lollipop from the doctor, he gets a shot and makes a good choice for which bandage that he wants to use, which matches the purple lollipop. I assume that this lollipop is grape, which favors the study hall teacher from the Next to Classified School Survival Guide episode Study Hall, and me, because I'm a fan of grape juice. Here's the scene.
There you go, Tommy. Now, what kind of bandage do you want? Good choice.
See? A colorful lollipop matches the Band-Aid. Now, that's the only thing from this episode that I want to show. Another example like that is from an episode of Penguins Madagascar that I do remember seeing the promo for before I saw it on TV, and that is Needlepoint. Needlepoint is about the penguins getting sent to the doctor, where a vet, voiced by Brian George, is ready to give the penguins a shot with this needle. However, Skipper wants to leave the zoo just because he's afraid of the needle. He's afraid to get a shot. The other penguins chase after him. Skipper gets caught, of course. although Private gets mistaken as one of the penguins. Then Skipper does the right thing. He takes Private out, takes Skipper's place. If you saw the promo, you'll see Skipper's big scream when he eventually gets the shot and thinks it's not that bad. However, this isn't the doctor. This isn't the vet's only appearance. He returned in the episode I Was a Penguin Zombie. Another one that I remember seeing the promo for before I saw it on TV. And like Needlepoint, I have this on DVD. I Was a Penguin Zombie is about the penguins fishing for sauerkraut in a hot dog cart. Then when the man's about to leave, he closes up and Skipper's fishing rod gets caught in the cart, causing him to fall out of the tree branch, and he ends up hurting his fin really bad. He gets taken to see this vet again, and he does something different on him, saying, "I know you don't like the big scary needles. This time we'll use the topical cream instead." He places the topical cream on Skipper, and it causes him to say things gibberish for most of the episode. The other penguins think that Skipper's gone, but when they see him, they think he's a zombie based on the way that he's acting and has all these topical cream things on him. Not really. He's just acting like this and chasing them because it was contagious. And it itches like underpants of someone that Skipper mentioned. I like both episodes just fine the way they are. Another one like this comes from a Fred video called Fred Goes to the Doctor. Yeah, Fred Goes to the Doctor, where Fred, played by Lucas Crookshank, is nervous about going to the doctor, and when he comes out of the doctor, he comes home, he gets all, because that's what his character is, whiny about it, and says these things like he's all that whiny, but he calms down after figuratively thinking that the doctor was going to put poison in him, but he realizes that the doctor did that, otherwise he'd be sick or something. And then he thought about it afterwards, it wasn't really that bad. It shows you why learning that things that you thought were bad but are not can actually pay off. And the last example that I can come up with is one scene from an episode of Big Time Rush, and it's from the 5th episode of Big Time Rush called Big Time Love Song. One of the subplots in that one is James has a really bad allergy. Something that Spencer Shea from the iCarly episode I Fight Shelby Marks can sympathize with. He tries to avoid getting an allergy shot with better wear your Cuda. And I would wear my Cuda if I was better. Eventually, James is not afraid anymore, and he does get his allergy shot by Dr. Hollywood, played by Lorenzo Lamas. And he immediately goes, it wasn't that bad. And then he faints, which was one of the faints that made it to the faint out race that James won after Carlos won the pop-up race, which made me go, the friendship of Carlos and James has been saved. And I was really happy about that. So these were examples of why someone may have an experience of fears with getting shots. And as for me, when I was a kid, I cried pretty much every time I got a shot, but these days I don't do it that much because here's the thing. When it comes to me getting allergy shots or flu shots, I can get through those shots just fine. When it comes to regular shots for yearly physical, it's gonna feel a little pain inside of me. But as long as I get through it, I'll be fine. And as for these experiences with taking shots and paying off, this is something that, along the lines of what I'm about to say, there have also been times where people take shots and it works. Like Emmy, Max, and Ord took a shot in the dark to find Hoppy, and it pays off. Speaking of Dragon Tales and taking a shot at things, next time on William Weyser Shot Fierce, I'm going to do 6 things wrong with Dragon Tales Experience New Things, where I gave that DVD a watch because I wanted to like that new DVD, and it just didn't work. You'll see what experiences did pay off with it and what didn't next time on William Weyser Shot Fierce, and I had fun doing the Emmy, Max, and Ord Know How to Take a Shot in the Dark video. And Hoppy as well. Until then, don't get scared.